I'm here with Joe Rago, and the name of our segment is Killing Coal. And I've got to try, I think, put a little prelude on this so you don't think that we're making up some of the things we're going to talk about. Let's understand the thing about coal. President Obama would like to kill coal. The EPA would like to kill coal. They hate coal. Coal is carbon. It's just the essence of carbon. But you can't just ban coal outright. Instead, to get rid of coal, it has to die the death of 1,000 cuts. And this past week, the EPA took another slice. Tell us a little bit about it, Joe.
Right. Well, as you say, over the last 3 years, we've seen a really aggressive regulatory push from EPA on, all sorts, just a huge variety of rules that apply to coal-fired power plants. Now we sort of have the piece de resistance, which is something called New Source Performance Standards, which says if you're a coal plant, you need to install something to control your CO2 emissions and other greenhouse gases. So this is mainly a technology known as carbon capture and sequestration, which is where the plant collects all the carbon and injects it underground. Now this is some of the most costly and complex industrial equipment on the market today that you can buy. But here's the great news. The rule will have no cost whatsoever.
The EPA says.
The EPA says
cost
the rule,
equals zero.
Cost is zero, $0, no effect on the economy, and not a single job will be lost as a result of this rule. It's really incredible.
Well, the thing is, though, that rules are supposed to have costs and benefits, and the odd logic about this is that the benefits, therefore, are
right, which are also zero.
Zero.
Now, here's the thing. The EPA says this applies to new plants only.
Right.
So all the existing plants, the fleet that provides about almost 50% of net electric generation in the country, it doesn't apply to any of them. It only applies to new plants. But the EPA says
they definitely want to get rid of those old plants.
Oh yeah, and we'll get to that. But as a result of everything they've done over the last 3 years, they project that no new coal plant will ever be built in the future. So what we've got, we're stuck with it.
So the hurdle is just too high for new plants.
Right, exactly.
So what are they going to do about those dirty old plants?
Well, see, this is the thing. Everyone was careful. The EPA was very careful to say we're being reasonable. This is new plants only. All the stories repeated this claim. But what they didn't mention was another EPA program that's called New Source Review, and it says whenever a power plant upgrades, whether it installs a new fan blade, a bag house, a new turbine, whatever, all the rules on the books apply to it. So it's kind of like a pincher movement. As the plants comply with all the other EPA rules, this rule will kick in as well, and they really won't be viable going forward. So I think there's already a market shift to natural gas away from coal, but this is really going to accelerate it, really going to lock it in. And I don't think we're going to see, I think the EPA is right, we're not going to see any new coal-fired power plant construction for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. But there are some political implications to this, aren't there? I mean, coal is a big deal in some states, and one of those states is Ohio, which has a lot of voters and is an important state.
Notable swing state.
Yeah.
And in fact, 25 states get more of their electricity from coal than from any other source. So those are the places where prices are going to spike as plants have to rebuild, as sources shift, those states are the ones that are going to bear the costs. It's not going to be California, it's going to be West Virginia.
Right.
The other political implication is that everybody in Washington says they support an all-of-the-above energy strategy. They say, whatever works, I think it's notable that President Obama is conceding that coal is not part of his all.
Yeah. And I think it's probably also the case that a lot of voters don't quite understand what the implications of that policy are. I mean, coal will remain for a long time a central part of the energy mix in the United States.
It's just going to get a lot more costly, and as these plants phase out, I think we're going to see, over the next several years, some real reliability issues as the grid changes and shifts in response to these regulations.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether it'll happen soon enough for the election in November, but next 4 years, no question, it's going to be an issue. Thanks
Absolutely.
a lot, Joe.
Hey, thanks, Sam.